How do you deal with miserable people? My name is Blaze Assign, and I help young men break bad habits, build confidence, and develop self esteem. Today, I want to discuss how you can deal with the miserable people in your life. The people who always seem to be draining energy and never providing it to you. The people who are always tired, not in a good mood, who never seem to be happy with themselves, and who never seem to have a smile on their face. Maybe they laugh sometimes, but for the most part, they're just miserable. And every time you're around them, you're like, wow, what bad energy. You know, when you feel energy like in your body, when someone's energy is getting transferred to you, it's amazing feeling. When someone's bringing you energy, it's a great feeling. But when they're draining it, when they're sucking the energy out of you, man, that's not a good feeling at all. And I'm sure you know what I mean by that. So what have I done to help myself, limit this miserable energy in my life? I'm sorry to say, I think the solution is to completely cut it out of your life altogether. I don't deal with miserable people at all. I don't allow them around me because I am not willing to have my energy be drained by someone who doesn't have any, who is never happy, who is never, who's always complaining. I don't like complainers. I don't like being around people who complain. And people who complain are going to be perpetual victims. They're the people who will always blame their circumstances on other people. They will say they're not where they want to be because of X reason. They'll complain to you 24/7 about it. So as harsh as it is, you've got to cut them out. You've got to just cut them out of your life. At least that's my view. You can do whatever you want. But I found this to be the only effective solution. When I started bringing in people who were motivated, who brought me energy, who were not always in a good mood because we're human beings, but for the most part, they have a smile on their faces, just like I do. For the most part, I keep a smile on my face. I have my bad days. I am not in a good mood at times. But 95 to 99% of the time, I'm happy. The other few percentage points is dealing with frustration that naturally comes from life. So, no one's perfect. I have really struggled with this. I used to hang around people who were solely miserable. They were all miserable, the people I surrounded myself with, and in turn, I was too. I adapted their energy into my life, and that drained me every single day. I'm feeling just like they do. I didn't feel like that before I hung out with them, but then I started hanging out with them and being influenced by them, and seeing how they act, and I started acting in that way as well. And after a while, I started to think to myself, man, this isn't me. This isn't who I am. Why am I being miserable because they are? I'm a naturally happy person. So if you find anyone in your life draining the energy from you, anyone is really always in a bad mood and they're always, aggravating you with their energy, you actually leave, being around them, and you say to yourself, man, they're just a miserable person. They always just unleash all their problems on me. And that zaps energy from you. You shouldn't be focused on anyone else's problems. That was my big mistake when I was younger, focusing on other people's problems and trying to help them when they didn't want to be helped all along. They would rather just stay in this perpetual state of misery, of complaining, of being a victim, so that they can justify not being where they want to be. If that is something that you want to be around, go ahead, go for it. If you're saying to yourself, oh, that's mean to cut people out though, maybe I'll just, limit the amount of time I'm around them. No, I'm sorry, my friend, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Because as soon as you limit the time that you're around these kinds of people, they notice and they'll start acting in, a manner that isn't nice. They will start being aggravated that you're not giving them the time that they want. You see, people like that, they think they are obligated to have your time. But you know that your time is precious and your energy is precious. Those are two of the most important elements that we have in our lives, energy and time. If you allow someone to suck those away from you over a long period of time, you've cut out a big portion of your life, which could have been used to doing other things. You could have directed that time and energy to accomplishment, to being around people who lifted you up, to better conversations, productive conversations. And you'll regret in the future not eliminating that from your life entirely. Negative influence from people, like I said, miserable people, negative influence from social media. Everything around you needs to be tailored to provide you energy. The food you eat, exercising, sleeping, all the things you do are massively conducive to the way you feel every single day. Use your time wisely, use your energy wisely. Do not veer off track, and do not let someone else drag you down, because they will. And if you allow that, you'll never forgive yourself. I want to thank you for watching today's video. If you don't know who I am, I'm Blaze Asayan, and my mission in life is to help young men deal with their bad habits, help them increase their confidence, and develop self-esteem within them. And that's because I used to not have confidence or self-esteem, and I used to have terrible habits. And that's why I do what I do. I want to help young men who are in the position that I was in, because I know so many people around me who were in that same position who never climbed out and who actually got worse over time. I was one of the few that was able to escape from that, to better myself, to become the best version that I could be. And I know that it was the few steps that I took in my life that were different than the people around me that allowed me to get to where I am now. I want to help other people do the same, help them bridge that gap from where they are now to where they want to be. I want to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, miserable people, get them out of your life. I will see you guys in the next video.